Hi everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to the Erasmus Plus Grant 101 Sharing Experience webinar. I hope that you all are well and healthy during this challenging and uncertain time. Thank you for joining us today. I can see also from here in the webinar our partner university from Pakistan, Indonesia and Thailand. Thank you. It's so lovely to see all of you here virtually. Thank you again for joining. Before we start, allow me to share a few important things. First is to ensure you have completed the registration form. You may find the link for the registration in the chat box. There will be a question and answer session in the end of our webinar. You may write in your question in the chat box at any time during the presentation. We will collect and address them during the Q&A session later. After the program, please do check your email for survey form and e-certificate. Okay, let's get started. I am Fairuz Mukhtar Wazir from PUTRA International Centre UPM, or known as i-PUTRA, and I will be your moderator for our webinar today. For your information, this webinar was organized in line with the celebration of Erasmus Days that was conducted visually from 15th to 20th October 2020 worldwide. The Erasmus Days serve as a platform for the organization to share and exchange good practices while promoting their Erasmus Plus project. However, due to the pandemic situation, i-PUTRA was not able to participate together with the celebration due to the conditional movement control order. For our session this afternoon, we will be focusing on the Erasmus Plus capacity building project in the field of higher education, or in short, we call it CBHE, that support modernization, accessibility, and internationalization of higher education in partner countries. We have invited some of the experts in UPM who have successfully built and organized CBHE project under the Erasmus Plus program as our panelists. Joining us today as first panelist is Prof. Technologies in Senior Dr. Nurkamaria Nurdin. She is the National Coordinator for MySun, Malaysia's Sustainable University Campus Network. Next, we have Datuk Zulkifli Othman as second panelist. He is a project leader as Partner Program for Advance, stands for Advancing University Financial Management Practices in Southeast Asia. Our third panelist is Professor Dr. Jagatheswaran Ratnasingam, project leader at Partner Program for Making 4.0, improving Malaysia higher education knowledge towards a wood and furniture industry. And last but not least, our final panelist, Dr. Emira Junita Abdullah, project leader and partner program for Skybelt, enhancement of engineering skill of students of all levels for application of evidence-based sustainable renewable energy solution in the built environment. Besides sharing of experience, best practices and tips, the panelists will also touch on strategies in building and maintaining an international research network despite the challenges of current pandemic. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce our first panelist. Professor Technologies in Senior Dr. Nurkamaria Nurdin currently is a Dean at the Faculty of Engineering UPM. During her 25 years of service in UPM, she has published more than 300 journals and conference papers, and also has secured more than 30 research and consultancy projects worth $10 million. For the past 5 years, she has started to collaborate with European partners in Erasmus and Erasmus Plus, and had secured 4 capacity building projects. She started her Erasmus experience as a partner with Erasmus Mundus C-Link in 2016, and few more in 2019, and latest as project coordinator in Erasmus Plus MySun. In our session this afternoon, Professor will be sharing her experience while working as project coordinator for the MySun project. Professor Dr. Nurkamaria, I'll be passing the control to you now.
Thank you so much, Fairuz. That's delayed just now, but let me first share my screen with you. I hope my internet is better from home. Okay, my name is Noor. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum. And I'll be sharing with you the project that we received in 2020 called MySun, which is Sustainable University Campus Network. And And this is, before that, let me share my past experience with you with Erasmus, because that is not my first project with Erasmus. We have 3 earlier. Like Fairuz was saying, we have Sealing in 2014 and finished in 2016. That is more on student and staff mobility. We only participated like 2 students and 1 staff during that time, and it is not that involved. Yeah, and later in 2019, we have 2 projects called Shift, coordinated by Université Lumière Lyon in France, and that is more on module development on Skill 4.0 for IR 4.0. And another one is on automotive, that is coordinated by FH in Graz, Austria, and that is also module development. But if you notice, I put that for Project Shift, we have close cooperation because it is like a very close networked, yeah. But for United, it is, we are kind of being assisted by UNM, and we don't do so much of writing from the beginning. Yeah. Okay. Let me go to the sharing of today, which is my son. This is a national structural project in which we have to include regulatory bodies, some agency, or even ministry. So for that purpose, we include Ministry of Higher Education as part of our partner. So this is more of a governance, strategic planning, and management of higher education. And that's the grant number and the reference number. And the main objective is to promote Malaysian university campus as living laboratories for sustainability and energy efficiency. And the objective is actually to build human capacities in university campus sustainability and also in energy efficiency. Number 2 is to develop a platform to promote and support a culture of sustainable campus. This can be done through the establishment of My Sun Network and the delivery of pilot MOOC. And this MOOC is actually the training module that will be developed during this project. Okay, and these are the consortium led by Universiti Putra Malaysia, and we have University Technology Mara, we have UUM, Universiti Utara, we also have University Malaysia Pahang, we have University Malaysia Sarawak, University Malaysia Sabah, University Technology Malaysia, and also JPT, the Ministry of Higher Education. And in Europe, we have 3 partner university, which is FH and also the project manager together with us, University Alicante, and also University of Genoa Unigay in Italy. Oops. Okay. My son is we have 4 expectation that we're supposed to come up with at the end of the project is to create awareness on sustainability and energy efficiency. And number 2 is able to get Ministry of Education to drive green initiative in ECI campuses. That's why for structural project, we have to include some sort of regulatory body or authority to ensure that this project is sustainable and to rope in other university, not just the partner university. Yeah, and Malaysia become the living laboratories in sustainability and energy efficiency. When we say living laboratories, what we meant is when you come to the campus, you will see that it is green. We're taking care of the recycle. We're taking care of the plastics, you know, and all those things. And you can see that energy is being efficient, and that's what we're trying to do. Yeah. Okay, and we do that through awareness and module development rather than really doing it. But at the end of the day, it's more of the proposing the policy to the university. And number 4 is a Malaysian higher education institution become the reference center. This is the ultimate goal, that we need to become the reference center for best practices in sustainability and energy efficiency. Okay, we have 8 project, we call it sub-project or work packages. The first one is the most important because it takes more than 10 months to complete, and we are delayed by 3 months already. Yeah, it is led by UTM and MMU. This is to analyze the current practices of sustainable university campus, whether it's there or not, and we are to recommend what need to be done and what kind of training to be developed so that the awareness is there. Yeah, and also on project 2, capacity building, led by University of Alicante and Unimas, on the MOOC led by Hefayuanam and UPM. This is as a result of a WP1. When we understand what is needed to be put in the content, then we develop the pilot MOOC. Yeah, and institutional strengthening led by UNIGE and UMP, networking and strategic development led by UTM, UMS, and MOE. In this project, we will be having conferences to disseminate all the information that we got. Yeah, and dissemination of sustainability is a continuous project, continuous program led by Universiti Putra and University of Alicante. We put all our meetings, we put all our findings on the web and also in Instagram and also Facebook. Okay, and UITM, University Institute Technology Mara, and also University Utara are the one monitoring the quality of the project, looking at the timeline, looking whether we are delayed or whether we are following the milestone. Yeah. And the most important is, of course, the one led by UPM and also University of Alicante as the project manager to ensure that our projects are according to the plan. Okay, I'm trying to, oops. No. Okay. The course, yeah, the budget and the cost, we have 945, almost 946,000 euros, in which the main bulk of it goes to the travel and cost of stay. Yeah, but due to the pandemic, we're not able to use that money because everybody is at home. Yeah, and we try to figure out what we can do to use the money for the project, for the benefit of the project. And the staff cost is about 376,000 euros, and that is mainly for paying the honorarium and also the researcher. Yeah. And equipment costs, setting up the MOOC and the media house and everything, that's about 117,000 euros. And on subcontracting, where we can do translation, we can do web development, we can do web design and everything, that's about 66,000 euros. And they also, we also got allocation of 12,000 euros to cover the travel expenses and fees for external quality control. This is the most scariest thing when they come for audit. Yeah, when Erasmus people come for audit. Okay, these are the distribution of the budget in which Universiti Putra Malaysia as the project manager and also our co-manager University of Alicante got the most. The rest is almost about the same, with Ministry of Higher Education getting the least because they are just monitoring what we are doing. Okay, this is the timeline that we have to replan because we have to rework on that because due to the delay, and we're already like 3 months 3 months delay in the project. Okay, what are the challenges that we have and opportunities that can be seen from this project? The challenges is actually geographical setting because most of our university we have campuses, we have branch campuses, and we are not together. Yeah, so it's very hard to plan. Yeah, and also the physical setting of the building. Old building and limitation on the expansion because it's not easy to have it energy efficiency to redo everything and to rewire everything because of the way it is built last time. Yeah, and we also have limited financial resources to really implement green on campus, and also to have green technology and innovation with the current ecosystem is not very conducive at the moment. Yeah, because unless we start a new university with a new building, with new energy saving building, smart building and everything. Yeah. Okay, and this is something that many of our university is having problem establishing sustainability office. Yeah, we did try, but at the end of the day, what the university is for the Universiti Putra Malaysia, yeah, we are given a unit under corporate strategy, and we're supposed to be working with that unit. Yeah, but what is what is most important, if we can get a cost center specifically dedicated for sustainability office. Yeah, it's very hard to get buy-in from stakeholders, from staff, from student. We did ask, we did beg for them not to use plastic, not to use single-use plastic, but still is everywhere, and everybody is working in silos on that. Some faculty is doing their part, and another unit is doing their part. It is not concerted. Yeah, and that is the challenges that we have, and on top of that we have this COVID-19 pandemic, so that make it even worse. If I can go further on the pandemic thing, the challenges is having face-to-face meeting. That's why we couldn't have meetings, we couldn't visit the best practices places, and keeping everything, keeping the timeline intact is very hard. But at the same time, there's opportunities. We can have online meeting anytime. That I can say opportunities are also problem. Yeah, because it's like everybody saying that everybody's not doing anything, working from home is not doing anything. But mind you, we have like sometimes 3 or 4 meetings at the same time. We have to like clone ourselves by having few computers around us. Yeah, but at the end of the day, what we have is superb online teamwork. We can still have teamwork virtually. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Those are my team. That's Prof. Adwati, that's Prof. Zaharin, and myself. And we don't have Prof. Aliani with us in during the kickoff meeting at Alicante. Thank you so much. Over to you, Fairuz.
Thank you, Prof, for the informative session. To our audience, if there's any question, please do type your questions in the chat box. Yeah. Our second panelist is Datuk Zulkifli Osman. He is the bursar of Universiti Putra Malaysia, has served UPM for more than 30 years, and a well-known figure in public university and various ministry. Has vast experience in financial management and has been appointed as an advisor for various committee projects related to the financial management of higher education. As a non-academician and a member of top management, for our next session, our second panelist will be sharing his experience while working as UPM project leader for advanced project. Without further delay, I would like to pass the control to Datuk Zulkifli Osman.
Thank you, Fairuz, for your kind words. While I'm setting up for my presentation, I would like to start off with a short video presentation of our project. Thank you very much. Let's start with the presentation. Today, I would like to share with everybody on the project which we called Advanced ADVA and SE, which stands for Advancing University Financial Management in Southeast Asia. First of all, I would like to thank the EU for co-funding this this program, and also to the project coordinator and also the partners. Okay, the reason why I say that because different than Prof. No, where the project is still ongoing, we have already completed our project in 2019. So let me share a little bit on the members or partners. We have 3 European partners, where the project coordinator is FH Jonium, Austria, and the other 2 European partners is University of Alicante, Spain, and also Salon University, Germany. And then we have 6 universities from Southeast Asia from 3 countries. From Malaysia is Universiti Putra Malaysia and University Technology Mara. From Thailand is Naresuan University and also Kasetsat University. And from Indonesia is Universitas Sumatera Utara and also University of Gajah Mada. Next. Okay, our program started in 2015. It's supposed to be the period is supposed to be 36 months. It's from the 15th of October 2015 to 14th of October 2018. But we had some extension for 5 months, extended to 30th March to 2019. And we have just completed our final audit on financial report by EU just recently, November 2020. The allocation for UPM is about 90,000 euros. And the program, the advanced program, the objective of the advanced program is to promote modernization of financial management practices and income diversification strategies in higher education institutions in Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand. There's a lot of there's a series of capacity building training on higher education institution on financial management, which includes income generation, commercialization of research outputs, governance, internationalization, technology in financial management, regional and also international collaboration. The outcomes that we have, next. Yeah, the outcomes that we had for this particular program consists of the joint publications. We produce white papers, comparative analysis on financial management practices between partners in Southeast Asia. We have some training and also conferences done in all the participating universities. And also we have a network which we call Advanced Network Financial on financial networking. So this is something which we feel we could continue even if the project is completed. And we had a lot of requests from our partners from Indonesia as well as Thailand and also Malaysia, where we do a lot of collaboration and sharing of experience. Maybe later on I will share with you some of the things which we benefited directly as well as indirectly from this particular program. Next. Well, for UPM, the expected impact in short and long term at individual or institutional or higher education system in the country, we base our project on the Malaysian education blueprint. So it's quite timely because when we first started, the country is also working on the blueprint, and therefore we will be able to actually give inputs and feedbacks to our stakeholders. The second point which I wrote on the slides is a purple book, which is a guideline that we are able to produce and we are able to give inputs so that the the income generation to remain sustainable for financial management. And the third point is that we were able to share all the information or all the knowledge that we received from the training that we had to the stakeholders as well as to the partners of the universities involved, whether it is public universities or it's private universities. Next. Okay, the project is in line with the organizational and national vision. We were able to we were able to streamline the objectives that we learned from the training and give inputs in terms of trying to share some of the best practices that we had between the Southeast Asia countries as well as the European countries. Therefore, it also helps us in recruitment, in incentive to increase outputs, in terms of recognition, and in terms of new income generation through endowment or Islamic endowment. So those are some of the achievements that we receive directly or indirectly from this particular program. However, there's also some challenges which I would like to share. Some of it are operational challenges which I think if we were able to do it all over again, it shouldn't be any problem. For example, the first one is data, because we are trying to get data from official sources. For the public universities, we were able to get public domain information which are readily available. But for the private institutions, some of the information are not readily available as public domain. So it's quite challenging. And then the second point which I share here is the GST, which is tax. This is important when we ask for resources from our sponsors, our main sponsors, which is EU. As you all know, Malaysia has just introduced its GST during the time that we implemented this program. And we have a hard time trying to convince our sponsors because the implementation of the taxes in Malaysia may be different from the one that is implemented in Europe. So we spend quite a bit of time trying to get those things resolved through the government agencies. The third point is some miscommunication that we had. For example, if we are sharing with our counterparts in Indonesia and also in Thailand, and even with our European countries, some of the definition that we had or we interpret it's not the same. For example, if we say what are the costs involved in the university, some countries do not include the costs which are financed by the government bodies. they only include the costs which are financed by only the universities. So anyway, although we call it a miscommunication, but in the end, we learned something new from our partners. So we were able to interpret what are the additional costs or additional financial information that we need to understand before we interpret. And then the other one is project sustainability, is to ensure the advanced network forum continues to flourish even after the project ended. So at least for the last 1 year after the project ended, we still have requests and we still have sharing of experience through the internet. But before the COVID, before the pandemic, we had what you call sharing of experience from our friends in Indonesia as well as Thailand. Some of them did come and visit us and share some information, and this is, I think, is very healthy, and we need to keep this going so that the project will benefit even after it has ended. And then last but not least is financial reporting. Of course, when we had the program co-funded by the EU, um, what do you call, the financial reporting need to be intact so that the audit from our funder is could be done quickly and smoothly. So we are unfamiliar with some of the requests. Some of the information that we had is in the local language, which is Bahasa Melayu or Bahasa Malaysia, and we will have to what do you call we'll have to understand the format and report it so many times, and but anyway we managed to resolve it. So I would like to give some tips because some of our colleagues has already towards the end of their project. So my advice is for the group project to have a representative from the finance department, whether as a bookkeeper or a financial controller, to report the financial transactions to complement the project so that it can be closed smoothly. So I think I'll stop at that. Maybe there'll be a lot of questions from the participants, which I will try to answer later. Thank you. I'll pass it back to Fairuz.
Thank you, Dr. Zulkifli Osman. Moving on, we have with us Professor Dr. Jagatheswaran Ratnasingham. He is currently affiliated with the Faculty of Forestry and Environment at Universiti Putra Malaysia as a professor of furniture manufacturing and management. Before his involvement in academia, he was involved with the furniture manufacturing industry throughout Asia for more than a decade. His last held position was as the general manager for merchandising at IKEA International in Hong Kong. He also has 3 honorary professorships from the world-famous Woodworking University in Germany, France, and South Africa. Our third panelist will be sharing his experience as a project leader for the Making 4.0. Please welcome Professor Dr. Jagatheswaran Ratnasingham. Prof. Jaga, the control is yours.
Thank you, Madam Fairuz. I will need a few minutes to set up my slides. Okay, we are online now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jaga. I am from the Faculty of Forestry and Environment at Universiti Putra Malaysia. I'll be talking about the project Improving Malaysian Higher Education Knowledge Towards Wood and Furniture Industry 4.0. Our partners in this project is the Polytechnic University of Cartagena in Spain, the Center for Furniture and Wood Technology in Spain, the Warsaw University of Life Sciences in Poland, the Karl Ruhe Institute of Technology in Germany, and our local partners are Universiti Institute Technology Mara, UITM, UPM, Universiti Science Malaysia, Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia, and the Malaysian Timber Industry Board. The duration of this project is from November 2018 to November 2021 for a period of 36 months. The aim of this project is to develop a master's degree, a curriculum on Industry 4.0 for the furniture and wood industry in Malaysia. This is a curriculum, the first of its kind in the country, and will lead to strengthened collaboration between Malaysian and European universities. The project is in line with the Malaysian Education Blueprint, as well as the National Industry 4.0 policy that was launched in 2018 to ensure adequate supply of skilled human capital and skilled workers. The total grant that was approved was 947,450 euros. The sum allocated to UPM was close to 112,000 euros. The key area is basically, as mentioned earlier, is on capacity building in the field of higher education. The objectives is to develop an innovative master degree program to modernize the current training offered in the wood and furniture technology processes and design around Industry 4.0. And at the same time, it aims to strengthen the collaboration and development between EU and Malaysian universities. Now, similar to any other Erasmus projects, the projects are usually developed into implemented in different work packages. So work package 1 was essentially the analysis and comparison of current higher education training programs offered. That was under the purview of UPM. Work package 2 was on the training part that was led by the Karl Ruhe Institute of Technology. Work package 3 was to develop the training materials and trainers manual that was under the purview of the Warsaw University of Life Sciences in Poland. Work package 4 was the pilot test analysis and the master course validation and accreditation by the Malaysian qualifying agency that is under the purview of Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. Work package 5 is the quality control and risk monitoring, which was under the purview of the Center for Furniture and Wood Technology in Spain. Work package 6 is the disseminating and promotion of the project, which is under the purview of the Warsaw University of Life Sciences as well as USM. And work package 7 is the financial and technical management of the project, and it is under the purview of the Technical University of Cartagena, which is also the main project leader. The function of the lead at the beneficiary is to ensure adequate communication with coordinator and all other beneficiaries. I think one of the biggest advantages of Erasmus program is it actually enables the participants to network, to build international network, and to enhance communication as well as exchange of ideas, constant exchange of information, and so forth. The impacts, the short-term impacts are the development of collaborative networks between partner university and staffs. Secondly, the consortium meetings in partner universities allows benchmarking of best practices and lessons to be emulated. a comparison of higher education offering both in the EU and Malaysia in the field of Industry 4.0. The long-term impacts of this project are to create an innovative pathway to train future workers in Industry 4.0 for the wood and furniture sectors in Malaysia, promoting cooperation activities between all stakeholders, creating a conducive environment for intensive collaborative efforts between the partners, and to boost the fourth industrial evolution in the wood and furniture industry in Malaysia. Now, achievements, we are already in the stage of validating the modules that has been developed. So the slides will show you the modules that we have already incorporated into this program. We have 4 academic modules, then we have a master thesis, and we also have an internship. So the first module is the wood and material processing. The second module is on automation and mechanization. The third module is on eco-design. This whole program attempts to incorporate all the key enabling technologies of Industry 4.0 into the curriculum, which is very beneficial because one of the biggest challenges to the wood and furniture industry is the low investment as well as the low application of automation and state-of-the-art technologies in the industry. So through this program, possibly we could actually enhance the industry in the long run as well as producing relevant human capital. Now, this is a breakdown of the modules of the masters as well as the credits involved. We have the process and production of furniture, intelligent and sustainable design, wood and new materials, innovation management. We have the internship, then we have a master's thesis. Total Malaysian credits will be 40 credit hours. So this gives you the background into it. I'll be more than happy to take if there are any particular question which are related to the curriculum per se. What are the challenges? Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has been a huge challenge as 2 consortium meetings had to be cancelled and pivoted to online mode. Implementation of action plans, particularly related to the purchase of equipment, was also severely delayed. Opportunities to disseminate and promote the project was also limited. The delays in action plan had also affected the reporting deadline to the EU. Hopefully an extension is approved. Stakeholders and consortium partners networking session were also reduced. What are the risks? The execution of action plan cannot be fulfilled, leading to repercussion from the EU in terms of financing. Due to the lack of promotion and engagement with stakeholders, uptake of the master program may be limited from the industry players. The project completion date may need to be extended. We have been quite fortunate that quite a number of scholarships have been made available with our industrial partners, as well as our successful bid for the KA107 grant, which enables student and staff mobility to be undertaken when this project is completed. So in some ways, this is a pre-preparation for the implementation of this master's program. Okay, with that, I thank you for your attention, and I'll be happy to take any questions at the end of the presentations. Thank you, and I'll pass it back to Madam Fairuz. Thank you.
For the insightful presentation. Our final panelist is Dr. Emira Junita Abdullah. She is a senior lecturer at the Department of Aerospace Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, UPM. She is an academic member since 2004, and her research interests include flight dynamics and control and system design using a smart actuator to improve performance and energy utilization. She has received several local and international funding, including from National Instrument in the United States of America, Centro Sterling in Spain, and the University of South Australia. So, ladies and gentlemen, our final panelist will be sharing her experience while working as UPM project leader for the Sky Belt project. Dr. Emira Junita, the mic is yours now.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. First, I'll try to share my PowerPoint slides. Okay, first of all, I am honored to be here today alongside, okay, hold on. I'm honored to be here today alongside very distinguished individuals here in UPM. So thank you very much to i-PUTRA for inviting me to be part of this webinar. So I'm happy to share my experience on the SkyBet project that has received the Erasmus Plus grant recently. It is actually on the enhancement of engineering skills of students of all levels for application of evidence-based sustainable renewable energy solutions in the built environment. First, an overview of the presentation, a brief introduction, project information, roles and function as partner university. Then I'll share the expected outcome and impact of the project, the achievements so far, the challenges and risks of the project, as well as the execution during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, the Erasmus Plus grant involves collaboration between the European universities and universities from other regions. So it actually involves a lot of searching and networking to build this consortium before application. So my journey began actually in Taiwan when I attended the Sterling Engine Conference on the invitation of the conference chairman, Prof. Cheng. He is actually our external assessor for our undergraduate program in UPM. So at the same conference, it was attended by two key members of the SkyBelt project. They are Dr. Luca Cioccolanti from Italy and Prof. Kamit Makamov from United Kingdom. So they attended my presentation, and right after my session, they came to speak to me. Actually, Prof. Kamit came to speak to me and said that there might be opportunity to work together. But he didn't say anything much. But by the end of the 2 days conference, he came back and said that there's a grant, which is the Erasmus, that he would like to apply, and he invited for me to join him. At that time, I didn't know anything about Erasmus, but I was very excited for the opportunity. So of course, I happily accepted the invitation. Since this is my very first experience, I had a very steep learning curve, especially in setting up the proposal. The first thing that I had to do was go back to UPM and assemble the team. So it's best to have those with related expertise in the area that we wanted to apply for. And another thing that I had to do was actually invite another university in Malaysia to be part of the project. So in order to ensure high impact of the project, it is better to have university from different regions. So after searching and looking at the expertise, I decided to invite University Science Malaysia to be part of the project. And then on the proposal itself is quite different from a research grant proposal, and there were a few information that was not easily accessible or available. And after much searching, I actually found out that PUTRA International Centre actually had all those information. So once I contacted them, they were very helpful and they assisted in my proposal. So now let's take a closer look at the SkyBet project. It is actually built on three main pillars. The first deals with the enhancement of modules for bachelor and master level, and also on the skills development for PhD students. The second pillar deals with the EU level engineering education methodologies as well as best practices. And the third deals with the cooperation between university, with industries and related agency in renewable energy sector in order to promote internship as well as graduate employment after the project. The Skybelt received a total of €1 million from the Erasmus grant, and UPM received 110,451 from this amount. The coordinator for this project is from Italy, the Università e-Campus, and the European partners are from United Kingdom and Turkey, and the Asian partners are from China, Malaysia, and Thailand. And the members from UPM are from the Faculty of Engineering, and they're across several departments from electrical engineering, aerospace engineering, and mechanical engineering. So the Skybelt project is divided into what is known as the work packages. So we have actually 5 work packages. The first work package deals with conducting survey to find the market need in order to enhance the module. And it also deals with the forming of the project network. Work package 2 deals with the enhancement and modernization of the modules for bachelor's, master's, as well as selecting the necessary equipment to support those enhancements. And it also deals with the supervision of PhD students with mentor from the EU partner countries. Work package 3 deals more with the quality assurance plan. The work package 4 deals with the delivery of the enhanced module as well as the supervision of the PhD students. And work package 5 deals on the management, the day-to-day operation of the whole project, including monitoring and finance. So early on, outcome and deliverables have been identified, and they include market analysis, the project network webpage, and for work package 2, it's approval and enhancement of the modernized module. For work package 3, the approval of the quality assurance plan. For work package 4, the teaching and improvement of skills development, company internship, as well as specialized conference and workshop. And for work package 5, the project reports. So Skybelt is expected to give big impact on individual as well as at institutional level. So for example, the academic staff, students, and stakeholders are expected to be able to enhance and enrich their personal qualifications and knowledge, while the administrative staff will be familiarized with the educational procedures and practices. At the institutional level, it's expected that it will enhance the regional reputation and improve the international standing of the university through improved quality of education of the modernized module, as well as the joint supervision of the PhD students, and also collaboration in teaching and research projects through shared publication. And finally, joint international research project proposals is expected by the end of the project. So the Skybelt project, we have been together for about a year now, and we have achieved several key milestones. For example, we have conducted the market survey and did the analysis and presented a conference paper recently in Italy. And we have selected all the modules to be modernized, and it has been enhanced with input from the EU partner university. And we have selected the lab equipment necessary for those modules. And we have also started teaching the enhanced modules this semester, several of them. And the PhD students have been assigned mentors from the EU partner universities. And recently, we have prepared the first draft of the project report. Okay, so for me, personally, there are several big challenges. Of course, the first one is the COVID-19 pandemic. I will elaborate a little bit more later. But another big challenge, of course, is the financing. At the beginning of the project, we are given 50% of pre-financing. And in order for us to receive the next 40%, we need to make sure that we spend a substantial amount that has been set within 18 months. Sounds easy, but not so. The reason being, one, is that only a few types of expenses that is covered in this grant. As mentioned by the others just now, they include the travel cost, the cost of stay that we couldn't spend yet, and then the staff cost and the equipment cost. So this is closely linked to the other challenge, which is the procurement. So in order for us to obtain the equipment, we need to adhere to the EU regulation and practices. And at the same time, all the partner countries might have their own set of procedures to adhere to. And this may take a very long time, and we may not be able to achieve all this within the 18 months. So our strategy is actually to have the coordinator to arrange for the procurement and conduct the tender exercise. So what happens is that he engages all the partner countries, and we provide the equipment, the specification, sourcing of local suppliers, and the coordinator prepares the tender document, and soon we will call for tender. Another big challenge, of course, is the culture with different working conditions, as well as language, because most of the partner countries do not use English as the main language of communication. So sometimes it's a little bit difficult to talk to each other, or maybe there'll be some miscommunication. And also the information sometimes do get lost in translation. Earlier on, during the proposal stage, several risks have been identified related to this project, but the pandemic was not one of them. However, other risks include economic instability. However, this is deemed low because the funding mainly comes from the EU, and then key members of teams leaving. This actually occurred in our project, where the project leader from USM, Prof. Zainal, recently retired. However, he has put together a succession plan, so it actually didn't have any impact to the project. Other risks include administrative complications, difficult procedures, difficulties with procurement of lab equipment, poor command of English of some of PhD students, withdrawal of partner country university, and finally hard Brexit, because one of the European partner university is from UK. The COVID-19 pandemic hit us very early on. We decided actually to have the kickoff meeting early this year in China. But as everyone knows, the outbreak started in Wuhan. So we had to move the kickoff meeting, and we planned to have it in Italy in March with the Chinese member from China country to attend virtually. However, just a few weeks before the meeting, there was a huge spike of cases in Italy. So we had to make the sad decision to postpone the meeting and move it online. And ever since, we had all our meetings online, and we have never, as a team, come together for a face-to-face meeting. So all our meetings have been online, and usually we couldn't have a very long meeting due to the different time zone. So we will start around 3 or 4 p.m. Malaysia and end by maybe 8 p.m. Malaysia. And of course, as everyone knows, the teaching delivery also changed during the COVID-19 pandemic, and this also had to be addressed in the enhanced module. And there were some delays in administration and finance. It took a little bit longer to get the partnership agreement to be signed, and also the transfer of the pre-financing. But on the flip side, I think that we had more time to produce very good quality modules, enhancing the modules and new modules during this time. So overall, I think we were able to mitigate any issues due to very good leadership, management, as well as cooperation between all members. So I had learned so much this past year, especially on the best practice of teaching and learning from the European partners, as well as topics related to renewable energy. But I think the most precious is learning about different culture. And I think this grant allows us to be more understanding and more accepting of diversity in the world. So this has been my wonderful Erasmus Plus experience. So how will yours be? Thank you very much. And now I pass back to Madam Moderator.
Thank you, Dr. Emira Junita. To all our panelists, thank you for the insightful presentation. We will now begin the Q&A session. If you have any question that you would like to ask to our panelists, please write down your question in the chat box. All right, I have gathered here a few questions. The first questions, I believe, to the Prof. Noor K, and I think she already replied in the chat box. The second one is actually, hi Prof, she said here, alias, yeah. How do you create the consortium in My Son project? Does it come from being Erasmus Plus partners, or the project leaders choose the partner university? Can you please answer that one first, Prof?
Yes, thank you, Fairuz, and thank you, Alias, yeah, for the question. Actually, it goes a long way. Yeah, it started with Sealing. Remember, I started with Sealing. That's how we know each other, and we continue from there. And at the same time, we've been introduced to other partners as well. But that is for European partners. But for Malaysia, I kind of have to pre-select based on my personal network with them, so that I know that they can work with me, and they know that they can work with each other, and it is not from just the same background, because all of us are in different backgrounds. Some are in statistics, some in engineering, mainly are engineering. Most of them are engineering. So it's not easy to handpick the partners, because we want to make sure, being a coordinator, you want to make sure everybody is on board and not being a rider. Everybody got to do their part, because everybody have to lead some work packages. Like Emira was saying something, elaborating on how she come up with the team in UPM, but I have to come up with a team in Malaysia and also in Europe. But in Europe, basically, we are helped by University of Alicante. She basically outsourced, of doing all this, finding out the networks. Yeah, and I have to really thank Alicante for starting it off, because when we start the My Son, it started with his international coordinator, who have a Skype meeting with me when I was in corporate planning section. So that's how we got that information, and that we can start coming up with this project. And it is really elaborate. You'll be surprised how tedious the proposal is. It is like 160 pages. It's like writing a thesis. Yeah, so that's why, that's another question that I saw earlier, that how long does it take? You have to plan like immediately when they start opening in August. You have to start doing it. So it lasts like 6 months at least. And then you submit in February. So I can go step by step with you, but that would probably need like a one-day workshop. I hope that answered the question.
The last one, any guidelines on choosing the partner to have a successful application? Any tips?
It's somebody that I can work with, because some of them I work with them in ACAT, in our academy of higher learning, and some of them I work in some of our projects, and some of them I work with them in auditing Setara. So it's like from different diverse background, but I kind of choose who I want to work with, because I want to make sure that I can kind of they can work well with me, I can work well with them.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. No. The second question is, how do we engage with partners on financial management? Could you share with us, Dato' Zulkifli?
Okay, thank you, Fairuz. I guess finance has been something which important to all organizations. So I don't find it difficult to get what you call collaboration, or to get information from the other partners, because most of the question that they probably ask me will probably be the same question that I will be asking them. We are basically comparing notes, and we are basically trying to improve things that we have been doing every day. So in line with the Advancing University Financial Management in Southeast Asia project, we took this opportunity, whether it is a question asked from our partners or friends of our partners. When we had some discussion in the partner countries, they also invited some of their colleagues, which are not in the consortium, which are not in the project, but they are interested in some of the things that we have been discussing or highlighting as an issues. So that is where we learn from each other. It's more of sharing of experience and sharing of knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Zul. I have one question for Prof. Jega. The question is, how do stakeholders perceive this new proposed MS program? Do you mind sharing with us, Prof. Jega?
Yes, thank you for the question. Essentially, what we have done is we have actually tried to engage with the relevant furniture and wood industry trade associations, so that first of all we have to create awareness among the members on what is actually this project and what is the proposed master's program is about. And I guess we have been quite fortunate because we have had some very genuine and very supportive members of the industry, especially those large public listed companies. They have come forward and they have been very supportive of this program. So we are continuously engaging with the industry. So I should say that it is an ongoing work in progress. But I'm quite confident that we will get full support from the stakeholders. As far as the university or the fresh student community or the graduating class is concerned, I think we have a large number of students who are interested to continue with this program when it is available. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof. We have here one question for Dr. Emira. What are the biggest challenge and benefit in working with only Malaysian university as compared to working with other countries in the region? Do you mind sharing with us?
Okay, for myself, I think the biggest challenge, of course, for now is we don't have a face-to-face meeting. So it's hard to communicate when we are only online, especially we are not all very proficient in English. Some have very different levels, so there might be some misunderstanding or we cannot see their reaction in person. So maybe it's difficult for now to communicate with those in the region as opposed to Malaysia. We have met our members in Malaysia, so we know them already and we've met them, so it's easier to communicate and give opinion or ask questions as compared to the others.
Is that
Okay.
Dr. Emira? Thank you so much. Prof. NK, we have one more question. The question is, hope you can share with us any tips to plan applying this grant next year.
Okay. Usually, if the grant is open in August, because they announced the last year application in August, so immediately after that they open. But they start you know, and you can submit in November, you can submit in latest by February, but normally you have to plan it much earlier, because what happened to our project is it is a 2-year project. I first Skyped with Alicante in 2018 to be able to get it in 2020, because 2019 we did not make it. We have to improve based on the review, and that's another headache, because a lot of data, because this is sustainability and a lot of energy data that we have to compile, and this is not an easy task, because it just so happened that the project is as such. Yeah, so plan well, I would say, because now and then SDG is the word now, so anything you propose in SDG theme. With SDG theme, they will give you extra attention. So plan ahead, like one year ahead, and start writing the proposal and start looking at the risks, like Emira was because that is the report and the proposal is standard, but to come up with the report is another story. It's like we know thesis is standard, right? But to come up with the how-to, the methodology, the literature require a lot of gathering of information. So we're early, 1 year early.
Okay, Prof.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you so much. We come to the end of the webinar. I hope everyone can switch on the video. We would like to have a photography session where the secretary will screenshot the... Okay, everyone smile, yeah? Yes, switch on so that we can see you. Hi, Alias. Thank you for asking the questions just now.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, next one. Dr. Ain, do you want to switch on your video? Okay, on the second screen. 1, 2, 3. On the third screen. Everyone. Hi, Prof. Latif. Okay, switch on. All right. Snap. 1, 2, 3. On the last slide. Oh, another one, another 2. Okay, everyone. Snap. Last one, slide 5. Everyone is slide 5. Do you want to switch on the video? Okay, thank you. 1, 2, 3. All right. We hope the project presentation have provided a good overview of the activities running in UPM under the Erasmus Plus CBHE action. In case you have additional questions, you may contact us through email at intl@upm.edu.my. Please take note that the webinar secretariat will be emailing you a survey for e-certificate. We would like to take this opportunity to express our thanks to all the viewers for the commitment and interest shown in this webinar. On behalf of Universiti Putra Malaysia and our presenter, I would like to say thank you for joining us today. We wish you all the best and good luck on your future project. Remember, experience is a teacher of all. Goodbye and have a great day ahead. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Fairuz.
Bye-bye. Terima kasih.
Sama.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Dr. Siti, bye. Bye, Prof. Suhaimi. My boss is there. Hi, Dr. Has. Bye.
Good.
Thank you, everyone.